and review what we have been doing. Because sometimes students enter to the class, oh yeah, they learn something, and when they get outside, it's finished. It's like it's getting out of their head. So yeah, I will start with probably just a small introduction. Okay. The most important thing about me is my email. Okay. My email. Okay. This is the I think the fastest one you can reach me. Okay. Because this is I'm always seeing my email inbox. So just go to this email. This is Gmail, but NTUSD Gmail. You can also create one if you want. It's for free. If you can apply, I think. You can check the NTUSD website. I think in the computer center, or I think in the computer center, you can apply. Okay. I also graduated from NTUSD for my master and my doctorate, my PhD. Graduated from Bachelor of Science. Now I'm teaching mathematics. Still cool, right? So yeah, that's me. And any Taiwanese? How many? 1, 2, 3. No one else? Okay. So yeah, I think this is just my advice. I believe, since I already teach with Taiwanese students in class for several years, I know that you are able to understand English. So I think as long as it is not really not a heavy words, you will understand the instructions. So that's from my experience. The main language as an excuse, because sometimes I heard from the local students that they are not really familiar with English, but what I've seen is they are actually kind of, let's say, like maybe they not have self-confidence, or maybe having anxiety, because hearing English makes them feel nervous. Probably that is the most case, but I'm not sure because I haven't yet asking every local families. I've only heard some of them. So I think that is okay, because I'm not a native speaker for English. I think for some international students, they are also not native speaker. Taiwanese is also not native speaker. So we are actually on the same level. The difference is maybe some students, maybe they already learn English much, so they know some words. Maybe the others, maybe not. But we need to make it as our motivation to learn, at least to pass all the courses. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, this is the textbook. I'm actually not suggesting to buy this one. It's up to you if you want to buy it. This is the book. If you want, you can look first and then give to everyone so that they can at least see what is the chapter, or maybe some words that maybe you understand or not. Some of the texts from this book, I think too much words, too much explanations, and I need to simplify them in my teaching. The same author also will be your textbook in calculus if you take my calculus class, the James Stewart. And I think the NTUSD, I think all the professors that are teaching calculus, they're using the James Stewart calculus. But actually, any textbook is fine because this is like a fundamental mathematics, so it's fine. It's fine. Other books is just I think this is just it's a simple story about how to apply mathematics in some story or in some the application that is easy to understand, like daily life mathematics. Okay, you can skip this one, but we are going to use that. Okay. Two websites that is, I think, still useful even after you graduate, or even if you are maybe going for second year, third year, that is the Wolfram Alpha. This is basically, if you want to check, you can just type in and then Google it, or go to the website itself. Wolfram Alpha is basically computational, like it can compute everything, most of the fields, not only for mathematics, but also for general science, or for special science that is requiring some computation. They can also compute, or you can ask everything, like nowadays you can ask ChatGPT. But it's more like a computation, so it's based on the data set that is inside the system. It's different from the ChatGPT, which is like a robot. They are processing something and they have their intelligence, and you can train them, right? But this is kind of different. It's like more like a static robot. For ChatGPT, it's more like, I would say like a dynamic robot. It's actually like large. It's called a large language model. So it's processing some words. Processing some words. But you can try Wolfram Alpha. You can input like some equations, like maybe factor out some equation, like, or maybe you can ask, if you are in calculus, you can ask like differentials, integral, blah blah blah. You can use it. But the downside is, if you want to know step by step the process, you need to pay for the premium price. But if you just want to know, to make sure the final result, you can just check this and then it will compute for you the exact number. The second website that is quite useful, at least for general mathematics, or anything that requires some graphs, is called the GeoGebra. It's free. You can log in and using your account. And you can also search through all the its library. They have several dedicated contributors that is usually updating their library. And I think they are covering mathematics from elementary school to graduate level. So I think it's really wide. And you can like searching specific topics that you want to explore. You can check that out. I think it's quite cool. And you can also, if you want to learn like how to make these models, I think they have like some tutorials if you would like to check. And also they are able to make the 3-dimensional graphics. So it's not just like 2-dimensional like Cartesian. You can make a 3 dimensions like you have like a parabola. But on all the, we call it the quadric surface. So you could also make that 3-dimension graph as well. Okay. So that is textbook. Okay, most of the lectures I will take some part from this book. Okay. Okay, this is evaluation that will be applicable to our class. We are having 30% activity, 40% quiz, final exam, and then there will be some time in our lectures, at least 1 month or 3 to 4 weeks, that we are going to implement PBL. PBL method means that we are going to have like a problem set, or it's called a problem-based learning. So you will learn based on the problem that I'm trying to adjust and fit in with you. Okay? And then you need to have like a groups, and we are going to have the discussion over time. So this is not really active. Like I'm not really active in this part. This part will be the students. So I will just facilitate, and then the students need to take time to explain one chapter or maybe one section of some chapters. Okay. That would be PBL. But I think that PBL will be on, I think in the November or December. So we are going to just have 3 or 4 weeks. So activity, quiz, final exam, okay? And for activity, it means that attendance and just activity in general in class that will be in the evaluation. Okay. Any question up to here? No, okay. This is topics quite a lot actually. I'm not sure whether we are going to go through one by one or then maybe just skipping some parts. So we are going through from my plan actually for today's class is covering the fundamentals. But since I think most of you haven't had dinner, so I'll make this class quick. Okay? And then after that, functions, polynomials, rational functions. This is actually just expansion from the functions. And then trigonometry. This is I believe some of you already taken this in your high school. So I will just give you the same treatment to know whether we are on the same level or not. Okay? Just to make sure that you're having this chapter now. Okay? Polar parametric, okay? Vectors, 3D vectors. This part, core vectors, I'm still thinking if you are able to cover in physics, then I think we can skip this. But if not, then I will still giving you this. Okay, considering these factors is going to be, I think if you are engineering class, at least until the 3rd year, you're still going to deal with the factors. And a system of linear equation, matrices, system of inequalities, that will be important if you are going to take more on the, I think some programming is based on the system of linear equations or matrices. So that's, I think, kind of important. Like it's like introduction to linear algebra, but that will be another topic. And then connect sections, if it connects, and then sequences. So all this chapter we are going to have. Okay. And then how many of you are having courses tomorrow morning? All right, most of you. So that is also my consideration for perhaps we are not having like a fully course like all the weeks. Some of the weeks I will dedicate it for like a quiz. So the quiz is like a homework actually. So not like a quiz in a class. So the quiz is like a quiz, but you can take it from home. So I will dedicate it for some days to be that way. So the quiz can be 4 times, maybe 5 times. So you can just pay attention to the Moodle and see the schedule. Okay? See the schedule for all the quizzes. Okay, now, as I mentioned, we are going to have groups for PBL, but not only for PBL. The group also, I need it for the lecture. Okay? So I will have, I'm not sure how many students now, but in my system, I get 22, but not sure now. Is it 22? I think more, right? So, but you are already inside the Moodle or not yet?
Yes.
Already? Okay. I think I will check again later.
The language we are around 32.
32.
Around 30 actually.
30.
Yeah.
Okay.
For IT.
Okay. So my plan is to have 5 groups actually from that 22. Actually, but if it is 30, then maybe still 5 groups, but maybe 5 to 6 people. And I see some of them are local students and international. I would like to mix. I already have the randomized version that I just did this morning. Okay, if you have your number here, that is your group. If you still haven't, then I will add another number. Okay. So how many are not yet inside the groupings? Okay. Quite a lot. So I think I need to make the new one, okay? Because I think most of you are not yet here. And I think some of the numbers here are not in the class. I think. Okay. Okay, so yeah. Do we have any more? Yeah, this is the last pages. But before the class ended, I will end at 7 p.m. Is that okay? You guys still have dinner, right? 7 p.m. Still sounds slow. Okay, so let me close this first. Let me open this one. Okay. Okay, this will be our lecture notes. I want to know from some of you, all of you choosing the engineering subject, right? Department. You just need to make sure that you are aware of that choices. if not, then, well, what happened with you? Okay, so what do you think of mathematics?
Numbers.
Popular? Favorite? Good. Any other opinion?
My class.
Huh?
My class. I love math, but math I love is
Okay, good. Your crush. Okay.
necessary in our life.
Necessary, yes. True. Any other opinions?
It's a tool.
Huh?
It's a tool.
Two? Yeah, correct. Do you think it's difficult?
Stressful.
Stressful? Yeah, if you look from different perspectives, sometimes it can be stressful. This is kind of annoying. Any other opinion?
It's like fun when you get it.
Fun when you get it.
Don't, it's like,
Why?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a two sides of the coin, right? Two sides of the coin. So I try to conduct some survey, but I will just ask ChatGPT to do it. So here's what I found. Okay. So anyone using ChatGPT? Anyone using? I mean, like actively using? Huh?
Not like I just listen to my
Oh, okay.
lessons.
So, because this is already happening in our lives, like everyone already using ChatGPT. For me, or from my point of view, it's a great tool if you are using it correctly. If you are using it for example, you have a homework or assignment and you're just asking ChatGPT to do it, and you just copy paste and then put it into your work, that will be bad. Why? Because you don't learn anything. But if you are using it for brainstorming ideas, correction of your works, and perhaps you want to have like general perspective on some terms or some definitions, this is a great tool. You can like build a website or even programming, like writing a code using this ChatGPT. But you need to know the fundamentals first. If you are just asking and then take all the answers and then just using that, it means that you are not using it correctly. At the end of the day, these kind of tools like AI or anything, like I think there will be more and more AI. It's just only tools. The brain is you. The decider, the one who decides on something, is you. How to use it wisely is up to you. Because I think since 1 year ago, all the professors in NPSD, I think they already have like like a small workshop on this, and I was also joined. And we also like the tutor also, the instructor also encouraged the university to embrace this transformation because it is happening, and I think in the future more and more tools like this will be coming up. So what you need to do is use it correctly, because it's like it will give the answer based on your instruction. You are instructing correctly and giving it, it's called a prompt. If you are giving the prompts correctly, then it will give you like the more specific you ask, the more specific answers you get. And it can be a great tool if you are using it correctly. Okay? So this is what I get. So around 45%, fine, mathematics difficult but important. But for 50%, it's like from list they can choose more than one. And then for 50%, believe that mathematics will be important for the future. So let's try to look at for this 45 because it says that the mathematics is difficult but important. So I'm asking the follow-up question. I'm trying asking the follow-up question that is why the reasons. Why is that happening? So first is abstract concept. So students seems not really connected to the math because they feel the mathematics is an abstract. Perhaps they don't get good visualization from the math. Okay. Poor foundations, this is also true. So because of the abstract concept, they have poor foundations. So you just learn the formula. You are, okay, a squared, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, that is quadratic, or the, or if it's a function, quadratic function. And you're just remembering it, but not really sure what is relation to your life or maybe to other things as well. And then it makes math anxiety. So when these two are really in someone, in some people, then the third one will happen. You will have math anxiety. So you see numbers, you see calculations, you will have like kind of anxious about these calculations, and that will make your calculations slower, or even you cannot solve anything because you are not really understand from the beginning. You don't get the core concept. Okay? So this is what I think what we have. And then perhaps teaching method. Okay? Maybe different teachers, different professors, they have different methods. Some professors or some teachers, they just give something, but they don't really teach. They just write some formula, and you just, okay, write formula, okay, another one, another number, but you don't understand why is that. For me, mathematics is about logical thinking. Understand the question and understand how we get the answer from that question. Okay. So I think from all of this, okay, what I want to do is we are going to first make a good visualization. It means that mathematics is about imagination. So you need to like easily imagine anything. Okay? How to get that is basically, aside from reading books, playing games, it's helpful. But don't play games too much. Don't play games. It's actually helping. Because when you play games, you're trying to solve a problem, right? Okay, I need to get to this level of how to get that. And your brain works, right? Oh, I need to go here and here. Same thing when you apply that to compute something in math, right? But since you don't relate that in your daily life or maybe in your life overall, you feel anxious and you don't get anything. So I think the best way is from that perspective. Okay? So we can have a good foundation, and then we can eliminate the anxiety. I hope you can get this benefit. So this is the question that I will answer in the next lecture. Okay? what is the building block of mathematics? What's the building block of mathematics? Like if you see perhaps biology, maybe it's cells, right? Or chemistry is like atoms, and physics probably related to chemistry as well, probably atoms, but it's more like how they are affecting and make some physical phenomena. Perhaps that is physics, or physics can be also matters. But what is mathematics? What is the building blocks that builds mathematics? Anyone to answer?
Numbers.
Logic, numbers. Almost, but not the complete. I will give you the complete one next week. So now, have your dinner, and next week, I think you can have your dinner first, or you can bring your dinner here. I will just go inside the class around 6:30, but I will start the lecture probably 6:45. So if you still have dinner, you can still just pack your dinner here and here. Is it enough, or we make 7 p.m. or is it too? What do you think? What do you think? How much time do you need for dinner? 30 minutes? I think 6:45 is okay, right? 6:45.
Yeah.
And if you come to class late, it's okay. It's okay. You can come to the class anytime you want. And if you don't really need to come to the class, it's fine with me. But you will lose some score. That's it. Okay. I'm not really like, oh, you don't get to the class every day, blah blah blah. It's up to you. You are already an adult. Okay, that's it for today.